Hello everyone and welcome to my woodworking channel. Today I'm going to show you guys on how to make a keyhole project. So please do enjoy the video and leave a comment down below on how you guys can make a similar project that you see here. As you can see here, I have two boards that I need to cut down to size because they're not in the right size that I need. So I'm going to the miter saw and cut both of them down to the size that I need. Afterwards, I'm going to the planer to flatten them down so that way I can see what I'm working with. Alright, so after gluing up these two parts, I'm going to be cutting these in size before I start joining the rest of the wood. And I'm going to be cutting them in size in the dimensions that you see here on the screen, and hopefully it turns out pretty good. Alright, now I want to do the top part of the actual project, so the top part would be consisted of 4 sides. This middle part will be the front and back of the top project, and these two will be the sides. So I'm going to cut these two first on the right dimensions, and the same with this one last, before I start the bottom part of the project. I'm right here at the table saw, ready to finally cut the final dimension for the top part, and hopefully it will come out the way I intended to on the screen here. After that, I'm going to joint the rest of the wood and glue the rest of the wood before I can do the bottom part of the project. Alright, I already finished the top part, so this is what it's going to look like right now before I glue it. So I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue these parts together and reinforce it with nails, so that way I can be done with the top part so I can move on to the bottom part. After gluing up the box, now it's time for me to joint the rest of this wood. Alright, after gluing this stuff, I'm going to reinforce the sides with this 1-inch nail I have right here, and I won't be using a small hammer because I don't have a nail gun. So let's get to it. So after looking over my plans and the actual dimensions and my idea of my project, I kind of came to the realization that this top part is way too big for my project. For what I'm going for is having a top part where people can just put their random stuff on top and their keys, where the keyholes are, where the key hooks are. So I'm thinking cutting this in half and putting this piece of board that I actually forgot to cut into size to this piece, and just possibly just nail it in and be done with it before I start moving on to the bottom part of the project. So I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna nail this into the bottom of this, to the top part, and hopefully probably be done with this part in order to move on to the next part. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now after I finished the top part, I already added the bottom part of the top part, so I can go up here with reinforced nails. Now I'm going to be moving on to the bottom part of the piece. I'm going to cut these in size and glue them together. Hopefully it will come out the way I envision it. Then it will be sanding. After cutting all the parts to the right dimension, I'm going to be putting these two on the side, somewhat like this. Then this top part will be going up here. So that is roughly is going to look like this. Then I'm going to be drawing out the outline so where I can drill in the keyholes, and the same with the top part. But before I do, then after that, I'm going to sand everything out to 80 grit to 220 grit, then glue it all together and do a finish after that. So still got a lot of work to do, so let's get to it. So these are the hooks that I'm gonna be hooking on. That I'm gonna be drilling into this piece of board using a cordless drill. So I'm going to be doing in the spaces 1 inch to 2 by 2 inches. So I'm going to be one here, one here, one here, one here. Then down here, same thing. So it's not going to be one continuous pattern all the way down. It could be one here, 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 and one here. That way I can have room for the keys to be put in, and it will look much better. So, but it's best that I'll just show you rather than talking about it. Alright, after finishing the sanding, I'm going to be gluing these side pieces together on the bottom part. After that, I'm going to be gluing the top part to the bottom piece and finishing it by putting 2 keyholes on the back of this board before I start putting the finishing on this project. So I'm going to glue that up first. I'm going to glue this part first, then I'm going to do the top part later, and finishing it with a keyhole drill bit, so that way it can be hooked on the wall with thumbtacks. All right, so here we go. All right, after gluing the top part to the bottom part, now it's time for me to flip it over. I'm going to draw out where the keyholes are going to be drilled at. First, I'm going to be using my cordless drill, using a 3/8 drill bit, and then use my hand my hand router with a keyhole bit, as you can see right here. Then after finishing that part, I'm going to finish this project by using Danish oil as the final step of this project, and I'll be done with it. After that, I'm going to be putting the key hooks, and it'll be finished. So here we go.